Okay, firstly I'd like to thank you for meeting with me.
Thank you.
If you could tell me your full name, please,
Muhammad Ali Malik,
and your date of birth,
1940,
and your place of birth as well, please.
Nairobi, Kenya, East Africa.
Can you describe your childhood to me?
Very easy and very happy. Free like a bird. No problem. Kenya, that time when I'm born, I think that was Second World War, and soon after that, it's so prosperous. Everybody enjoys freedom because that was under British government, and actually we born all Kenyan, East African people mostly born same as this country, British citizens.
Mm-hmm.
They're born British.
Mm-hmm.
And we had no problem coming to this country.
How big was the household you lived in? How many members of the family?
Well, we have 6 brothers and 4 sisters. And we had our own house. Father was building contractor. And we all educated up to senior Cambridge of African standard.
Mm-hmm.
Same as like O level, A level in this country. And after that, slowly when the needed labor, I think so 1954, 55, and literally everybody heard the news, and slowly people start coming to this country, and there's quite a few accidents as well, and a few people died in bathroom because that time there was only gas, something to hot water with the gas. And they had a fume overcome, and there's few people died, and they went back. The bodies went back home in Nairobi, and the people went off. They usually want to come here to see what's Britain like, and especially me. When I come in this country, I was disappointed completely.
When did you come?
I come in 1962.
Mm-hmm.
Completely disappointed.
Why?
What we heard, the justice and rule and regulations, all that human rights and everything, nothing like that, even up to now. They just say it, they don't practice. And when come to this country, and then first thing, we had our own house, even this country, because my brother was here before that. And I had no problem from the airport. The car bring me back home, we had a food, we had a little chat, and the next morning we went to the Blackpool. There was a lamination, and we went to Blackpool, see Blackpool, and come back next day, 3-4 days later, and somebody took me to Colcast, Hostelfield for a work.
Mm-hmm. What kind of place?
Foundry work. I never done any sort of work in my whole life. So I worked there 4 hours. I gave up. And I said, well, this is not right. And so when I come back home, I was tired, fever, sick, full of dust.
Mm-hmm.
My face was black.
Mm-hmm.
And there was showers, everything there, but I didn't have no shower. And I come back home and have a shower there, mm-hmm. and had some tablets. And then same evening, my brother took me to the doctor, Dr. Ferguson in Coleman Street.
Dr. Ferguson?
Ferguson, yeah. Coleman Street. And he gave me some tablets, and then he registered me same time as his patient. And
what was wrong with you?
I'm tired.
Because you weren't used to doing work?
Yeah, overworked. In 4 hours, overworked. And after that, I didn't go to work 2-3 days, and went back again 3-4 days. I'd done about 4 days, but a very light job.
Mm-hmm.
But the people over there, that was mostly from Punjab.
Mm-hmm.
Punjab, and they used to be there was a farmer, mostly farmers. They were used to with this sort of work, heavy work.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, there was a steam laundry on Hampton West, and I give my clothes there for wash.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning I used to, same as my old standard, I used to have a clean clothes, go in the foundry to do work, and they would laugh. Everybody's laughing, and he said, "Look, he's Saab coming to do work." To do work.
Yeah, yeah.
And every evening, I had a shower and come back 4 nights. And they didn't like it. People over there, they didn't like it, and I didn't like it either. So they were spoiling my clothes, and laundry was, I was paying money for cleaning the clothes. System was very nice, and I leave the clothes outside, and the laundryman come and pick the clothes, and leave the bill. Next day, 3-4 days later, we pay him the bill and take the clothes, because we had no hardship. So I had my own money, come to this country. I had my own house, because my brother bought it before, and he gave me 1 room. And life carry on like that. And then I find a work, some place called Wensfield, called Jenks and Cattle. They do garden tools. And I worked there for a month. I didn't like it. And then somebody told me to go for national assistant. They give you some cash to carry on. They usually give 10 shilling. There was just stay on Bath Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
I come over there, I seen one Jamaican fighting, argue with them, and hit the chair, smash up the big plate glass. And I walked away from there. And I said, well, this is not a place for a begging. And then I start gambling, horse racing.
Was this a new thing to you?
No, we knew everything back home as well. I used to do there for fun.
Okay.
Derby, National, Grand National, or some big 1,000 guineas, 2,000 guineas.
Mm-hmm.
We heard that, and they usually racing there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Same, English racing.
Mm-hmm.
And we know, then I thought, yeah, this is maybe easy money.
Mm-hmm.
And sometime I win, sometime I lose. But slowly, the capital I had, I bought from home, they're gone. And I went to the casino as well for gambling, to win, not to lose, but always lose. I come back. Slowly, after I think 7-8 months later, I went to buy a newspaper on Niamta Road. And I was coming back. There was a cafe called West End Cafe. And there was hardly anybody in. They belonged to Mr. Spence. He was an Air Force retired.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Jamaica. And I walked in, he had an English wife. I walked in, I asked him for a cup of tea. I had a cup of tea and asked him if he want to sell this place. And he said no. And I said, are you going to rent it? He said no. And I walked away. I come home, read my newspaper. After 6, 7, 8 days later, he come looking for me. And he asked if you want to buy that. I said, no, I don't want to buy it now.
Mm-hmm.
That was time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, you want to rent it?
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I'll think about it for renting. So we come to negotiation. And he was planning to open the club on Piper Road called Club 67.
Right.
And because he wanted to concentrate everything on that club. So he don't want to look back for this cafe. That will call West End Cafe on Niamta Road, 10107. Building is still there. And I hired that, rented from him, carry on. And same time I start doing some work in somewhere, welding, because I knew that the same welding from back home as well, because my father we had a building work, so I had experience doing welding. That was in Macroom Road. Can't remember the name. On Macroom Road, so I'd done the welding there for 7-8 months. So I run the cafe daytime, and the same time I run to do the work as well.
Mm-hmm. How old were you at this time?
That time I was 24,
Mm-hmm.
24, 25. And then 7-8 months later, I asked him, I said, if you want to sell the cafe, the building. He said, yes, I'll sell it. And I bought it from him for that time for £3,000. It's lots of money. That was lots of money. And we made our own arrangements. And I want to pay him every week, same as we're paying rent. He said, okay. So that time something was very popular called pin table machines. And I had some from operatives from Fordery Street, 6-7 of them. And then the opposite, and that's a cafe, there was a Billingham, 4 dealers. 4 dealers, and there was a mechanics, workshop, everything's there. And there was the main depot was in Birmingham New Road, showroom. And they used to do repair here on Nyant Road. The lads after 5 o'clock, they usually come and have the pin table. Sometime whole night playing on the machine. And I made some money out of that. And then I bought the building slowly. And then my opportunity come along, somebody come, there was co-op on Dunstable Road. They was closing down. So somebody bought it already, and then he wanted to sell it. So he asked me, I bought it from him on Dunstable Road. 166, that's my same address. I had that in 1966 or 67. And I carry on there as a grocer. And I was mostly only shop in that area, supplying pure Indian and Jamaican food. There wasn't anybody else. And then with some people's advice, I started doing meat as well, meat and poultry. Being a Muslim, and I couldn't sell anything else. And I looked for some halal, which mostly everybody prefer. Indians, Muslims, most English people don't prefer that. There was a hypocrite, prejudiced, hatred.
You were the first butcher who wanted to introduce halal meat to Wolverhampton?
Not really, because there was somebody already in Willenhall.
But this end of town anyway?
The out of town, yeah. There was out in Willenhall.
But this side of town?
This side of town, yes. And we had some neighbors, English neighbors, and when they passed through my shop, they usually hold the nose and pass through. And when they come back again, they hold the nose again.
What was? I mean, I have an idea of what they meant by that. What do you think they meant by that?
Hatred, because they don't even to smell the spices or even the black man smell or anything like that. And I never take no notice because I was used to with them people, all English people and the Africans, same as the Jamaican, the Africans. And I knew what the people like, so don't make me upset. That's why I was disappointed to come to this country, because what they preach, they don't practice. The British. And even up to now, same thing.
So what, for the record, what are they preaching?
They're preaching human rights, equal rights, good for everybody. But there's good only for few people, not for everybody. Even now, up to so many years gone, and there's no proper thing. And police is same thing. If somebody done something wrong, and they just come and hold the person over and over and over without even he say he's innocent, but they don't listen. They just catch him and take him away. Have you had any experience with your family or with friends, relatives, with the police at all? Few time at my shop. Sometime I had some quarrel on all these things. First of all, police never come. When they come, and it's too late. What kind of quarrel? Journal with the customer. Right. Journal with the customer. Someday, once was the right You know, when the right was on Birmingham, Handsworth, Losel Road, and the similar things started here as well. But that's the only, police come after 1.5 hours.
What was happening in Wolverhampton?
Well, similar, some young kids, they have a copycat, copy thing, and they're doing they've done it on everywhere, almost everywhere in England. And so they want to start in Wolverhampton as well. But police station was just only 200 yards away.
Which area?
Dunster Road.
Okay.
Police station was on Dunster Road, and my shop was there. They're not even 200 yards. The back yards only say about 50 yards. And they took them 1.5 hour to come to attend. And they say, what happened? And then that time, every shelf was on the floor. My old stock was on the floor. And a good job, I have locked the door and put the keys in my pocket. I won't let them out. So they've been arrested after over 1.5 hour my struggle.
Who had done this?
Young kids, general young kids, English, Jamaicans and Indians, all mixed. They just wanted to have a fun. But they've been locked away. And even when they come back, they ask many times, we want to do again. I say, you're welcome. You can do again. You can do it whenever you want. No worry me. But they never done it. And been peaceful since. But everything is not come to your silver plate. You have to earn it. And you have to earn it with your own arms. There isn't anybody, a law, or anybody, to protect you. When something happened to you, and only you know, if something happened, there's nobody you call sympathy or something. They come and say some nice words, and that's it. There's no actually meaning of it. That's only formality.
Was language ever a problem?
No. Language never my problem.
You could speak fluent English when you came to this country?
Same is like this. That's why I say when I come to this country, that was easy for me. Everything was so easy. I could speak English and I could write as well, and read as well. But now I'm out of practice, even speaking or writing or reading, because I haven't done it since I come to this country. I hardly write any letter. Anytime I want to get in touch with the home, telephone's there, and so I never write a letter. And the second thing, I never send no money. Never send money back home, because they had enough. And everything went smooth, except few problems.
Who is back home? I mean, you came to this country, your brother was already here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still have family back home?
Yeah.
Who?
My sisters and brothers and mother and father, relatives, uncle, aunties, grandparents.
Right.
Everybody was there.
And they're still in?
No, they move now, scattered around, some here, some come here into this country, and some of them go to Pakistan. Few of them Saudi, Canada, America, because they had a British passport. And they had no problem wherever they choose, because when they find out from people come to this country is not up to the standard what we was living in. We was living better standard, better accommodation, better facilities, and everything was easy, servants, everything. But in this country you have to do everything yourself. You can't afford anything else. You can't afford a servant, you can't afford anything. And if you're unemployed, yes, you get some money, but that's just like a begging. You can't live on it. The 10 shilling on that time, that was my one day's expense. Not even one day. And what they was giving in this country for a whole week. And for people who had a hardship, probably it's enough for them. And though everything was cheap that time, and the rent was 10 shilling a week, mostly, for a room. And things were cheap, and there was one thing was good, peaceful that time. There wasn't hardly any, in 60s and 70s, 72, any thieves, hustles. There was a peaceful. They hate you. Sometimes they stop you and say all the hatred words, but they don't harm you.
When you say they stop and say hatred to you, discrimination around race?
Yeah, discrimination like blackie or pucky or darky, whatever they call WOG, whatever.
Was this quite common?
Yeah.
By who?
By youngsters.
Well-
And there was mostly there was some pubs and clubs. There was written on it, blacks not allowed.
On the outside?
Yeah. And there was a club here in North Road, Conservative Club, and there was another club here on Labours. There wasn't any people there. You can't go in. Even you go with the guests,
Mm-hmm.
and when they sign the thing, and they say no, you can't come in. There was lots of things like this, and even you can't. I'm lucky. Maybe I don't know what problem my brother had. He never talked about it. We never had a time to talk about, and with which difficulties you find the house to buy. They don't want to sell the house to you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to rent the house to you. And there was a completely hatred, and you couldn't get no mortgage. Mortgage. What's the proper word? Mortgage. And you can't get any bank loan. Hardly you can open a bank account. You have to provide so many things. And there's no council house. Some of the people don't know. If somebody do know, and there was no blacklist. I mean, long list.
Mm-hmm.
They never. Only in 80s they start giving houses to Asian people.
Mm-hmm.
And Asian and Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I think hardly anything there was a cater for. There was only for English people. There's a pub, there was smoke room, something called, and there was specially for the white people. And even you say by force, by your power or anything, you go in there and they just turn the face, or sometimes they walk away, leave you alone in the room.
How did you get on with other migrants from the Caribbean, from India, from
Very good.
Pakistan?
Very, very good. In that time, there was so much love, so much power on each other. And they was waiting to, usually in small Woodworth in town, and they usually come there every Sunday, Saturday or Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
When they have a holiday, they usually come there and stand up and look just to find some Asian or some Jamaican or some anybody to talk to, because they couldn't talk to anybody else. And there was a language problem, and second thing, nobody wanted to talk to them. So they just come there to find out where you come from.
Where, sorry? From where?
Woolworth. And they usually go there just to look for in town, just for look for if we can find somebody we can talk our language. And there wasn't many people. Whoever they are, they sit there. And the second thing, there was a lot of love among them. They never ask for you are a Muslim, you are a Sikh, or you are a Hindu, or whoever you are. As long as you are a same language, they take you home, they feed you, they keep you without no money.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, okay, person who working, they contribute towards to that. And when you start work, you can contribute. Now you are ever guest, you can live here.
Yeah.
There was so much love, and now is the same opposite, is hatred. There's so much hatred in nation as well. There's a divided Hindus, Muslims, everybody divided.
Why do you think that is?
It's four things, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, everybody was single that time.
Right.
They haven't got anybody to talk to, the wife and all children, everybody. Second thing, the people start coming here. They were bit educated. People respect them, but they want to become a leader, like a community leaders, something like that. So they make their own groups, divide and rule. That's what happened. And now they divide so much. They divide so much now. Now mostly people, what I experience now with especially Muslim community, they've been divided up to the village boundaries. So they only associate with the only village, a certain village, and you say I'm from one village, and they will gather together with the same people.
Yeah.
There were so much small groups now, so many small groups. And the second thing, even the council, the government got the same sort of policy, divide and rule. Because if they got together, everybody, the more stronger, more body. And they had a policy from the beginning, even from the India, when they was ruling India, divide and rule. And they British people they made these small groups. He's a Hindu, he's a Sikh, and after that they made a caste in it. You're a so caste, you are a lower, you're a higher, you're a middle class. You do this, do that.
Who made this? Sorry.
British.
But I thought the caste system in.
Caste system was there, but there was no hatred.
Right.
There was a system, and if you read it in Granth,
Yeah.
or read it in Gita, or read it any sort of, there was a caste system. Yes, there's a caste system from the day one, but there was no hatred. There was no group. Everybody was respecting as a human.
What about in history, untouchable people, or so as their label would call them, the caste system,
Yeah.
used to have at times by Brahmins had to wear some kind of broom attached to their back like a tail. So
No.
how would you explain
Well,
that?
what I seen, there was untouchable people, but they were classed as human. But there was an special sign. But them people on that time in India, especially in India subcontinent, in Africa, I haven't seen anything like that. There was a Gurdwara for Hindus, there was a Mandir for Hindus, Gurdwara for Sikh, Masjid for Musliman, church for Christians. And there was something called Jamaat Khana for Khoja, Ismailis, Aga Khanis.
For
Aga Khanis.
which are
Ismaili Aga Khan.
Okay.
Prince Aga Khan
not really, no.
is. I never heard of Aga Khan.
Possibly.
Aga Khan.
Aga Khan.
Aga Khan, yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the richest person on the earth
Right.
that time, and still he owns so much hotel chains, and he had horses and all these things. He's living in Paris, Aga Khan, and he married to so many actresses as well. Rita Hayworth, big actress.
Someone, yeah.
Yeah. And I seen it with my own eyes. I think I don't know which year, can't remember the year. There was the Christmas same day.
Yeah.
There was the Muslims' first feast was Eid on same day, and there was a Basaki on same day. There was Aga Khani's day same day, and everybody celebrated.
Where was this?
In
Where?
Kenya,
Kenya.
in Africa, Nairobi. Everybody, there was a whole city
Do you
in
remember what
celebration.
year? How old were you at the time?
54, 55, 56.
Around there.
About that time, and there was a whole city. And second thing, whenever they're in any Hindu festivals, they make sure they look after the neighbors. Doesn't matter who are they, Muslims or Hindu, anybody, and they send them mithais. And when the Muslim festivals, they send them mithais and everything. They never keep, they eat. And I myself, when I was young, we usually go and eat in Gurdwara. And we had a gang of say 20 people, Sikh, Hindu, Muslims, everybody together. We usually go in Mandir, and sometimes we have to eat by force, the pie. You don't give us anything. He said, come on, you go away from here, you paki and all these things, you will spoil our Mandir.
Right.
The priest,
Yeah.
the priest. We never take no notice. I said, Bagaraf, we need a food. So when we're hungry, we go to Gurdwara, we go to Mandir, we go to mosque. There was only one day food. That was on Thursday, evening time. Even 6 kids, everybody we go in gang, 25, 30 kids, nobody say nothing. We never had any problem in Africa because there was classes one people called Asians.
What about how did these Asian people? How did they get on? How did they integrate with the African people?
Very nice. Very nice. Because they was in third class anyway when they come there. When we was there. And because there was a local people. And so the some come Arabs. Arab comes there, and then they come British. British went there, and then the Asians. Asian come there. Because Asians the skilled. And they class themselves, British call them class a ruler. They goes there as a ruler.
The Asians?
No.
The British?
British.
Yeah.
They class themselves a ruler.
Themselves, yeah.
And then the Arabs, they never class them anything. They say this is my land, so that's it. They don't take notice of
anyone,
English, bugger off.
Yeah.
And there's some place called Mombasa Port, Harbour, and they belong to Arabs, and they use it as a harbour, British, and they still give them a tax. And that's in part of the main harbour in East Africa. Kenya is Mombasa, and then Zanzibar, the small island. They belong to Arabs as well. And whatever you got is yours, and whatever they got is theirs. And Africans, they have taught them. They know they were human. They knew everything. They are the witch doctors, all the medicine, the natural medicine, food, everything. And they was living in jungle just like a proper human, without clothes, anything. Because they had that's a sexual feeling. This is the girl and this is boy. They grew up together, same as like young children. And when later on, when they come to that stage, and then parents, uncles, aunties, they realize that they want to get settled down, and so they have to provide something to get married. And otherwise, there wasn't any hanky-panky business. What I know, even up to probably I don't know about now, and even when I left from there in 1960, 59, 60, there was a proper human. They help you as long as you don't hurt them, don't trick them. Recently, I heard an interview on that CNN, Luanda. A reporter asked one of the chief. He said, "Why you have killed so many people? There were so many bodies was lying in the river." And he said, "You made us. You give us guns, and we kill so many people. And before that, we had only machetes. And how many we can kill with a machete? You made us, and now you come and ask the question." He said, "Why you kill your own people?"
So, what's the moral of that?
Divide and rule. Just divide and rule, and that's it.
Do you want to expand on divided rule?
Well, that's the British policy from the day one. If there's, say one whole family, the whole family get together. There's about, say, 25 people in the family. Uncle, auntie, brothers, sisters, nephew, nieces, and they all together. And somebody come from out. First of all, they won't attempt to, harass them. They say, "Oh, you're 25, I'm 1 or 10 or 20. And then don't want to mess with them because they're united. And if you won, and anybody come and overrule you, anybody come and overrule you. And that's what the policy always in Islam. And there's a small groups as well, same as everybody now. There's a divide and rule, same thing. And they call themselves Muslim, but they don't practice. If they practice, and there's a caste, not a caste, groups of families, which is say they've been named as a group to find out this is a good khandan, that's a bad one, that's a faithful, this is the, just to divide, labels on them, this is good people, that's honest, and this that sort of things. That's a fighters, and groups made like this. But there's no divide and rule in Islam at all from even 1400 years ago. Islam started 1400 years ago. And even from that day, the first thing Islam introduced, the equal right. Equal right means equal right for man and a woman. And in up to 1934, there was no body of human in Canada. She couldn't write. She couldn't vote. There was no recognition for a woman. She wasn't a person.
What about in Canada? You say
in Canada, 1934 and 1920, there was an American recognized a woman in 1920. This century, and which Islam have recognized in 1400 years ago.
So does that mean in Islamic countries where Islam is the main religion,
practice, women got the same right
as men?
As men. More.
As much freedom?
Freedom, yes, within the boundary. Within the boundary mean a woman is something special. which is especially for a man himself, for one man, one woman.
Right.
And man is a greedy and slip very quickly to see something else. God have given the woman a special power, so she can control herself. But the man haven't got that power.
What's the power?
Power means willpower,
Right.
sexual power.
Right.
Woman can control it,
Right.
man can't. Because that's why God have given the man a 4 time. He can marry 4 women.
Right.
4 women.
This is according to the Quran.
Yeah, 4 women, as longer he can look after them equally.
Right.
Not one is a sheep, one is donkey, and one is like that. You use it like that. No, equal human right. If you can afford it, in this earth you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they say she's in a house. She can't even say many things to somebody else. But in God's eyes, when you go there, it's going to be asked. Question going to be asked. You're going to be sent away in hell, and that's a guarantee.
Who's going to be sent to hell?
The man who will do injustice.
So tell me, if it's acceptable to have 4 wives, is it? It's not acceptable then. Tell me, if a person gets bored of one wife, starts seeing someone else and forgets about that one, that's not.
No, you
acceptable
can't.
then? You can't do that.
You can't do that. You can set her free.
Well, okay.
You can divorce her,
Yeah.
and so she can look after. She can find somebody else.
Are women?
But within time, you have to provide her something in a clutter, security, so she cannot be starved. If you got that much wealth and everything, and even she's gone, and she have to have a 1/3 of a share of your property, of whatever you have to give her with your happiness. And even second thing, when you married, you have to give some sort of security. It's called haq mar, and you have to say, okay, it's up to your value. If you say your value is say 5 million, you can give 5 million away to a woman, and that's her money. You can't touch it. Is it as a gift, and that's got to be provided when you get married. And so, woman got more power than man.
Well, in ways, but I mean, do you not think? But women. Are women? Okay, men are allowed to marry up to 4 times. Are women?
Woman not allowed.
Right. Okay.
Woman can set free. She can set free. I mean, she can divorce and then she can get married with it 25 times if she want to. She can have divorce, marry somebody else. She can have divorce. That's why God have given special power to woman. She can control her sexual thing because she's not like animal. If woman keep going one man to the man, that's just like animal.
So what you're saying is the Quran interprets other men as animals, though.
No. Because
but men can't control their sexual.
They can't. They can't. They can't.
So how do they control it then? Because
I mean, they have to have a faith. They have to control themselves to bound himself to a woman. Yeah, this is mine and that's it. You have to say what you call boundary. Put the boundary there. Unless you don't put the boundary there, you can go over and over and over and over. Like say this office. When this office being started, they started with 1 room, only small thing, and they spread. That's all greed, and you need greed and the need. You want to do this, you want to do that, you're going to spend this, all these things. And when you put the boundary on, that's it, no more.
Okay. We've been talking a little bit there about Islam, but can you tell me how influential religion has been in your life?
Well, it's always in my life.
From
the day one.
I mean, tell me, did you go to the mosque at the early age? Did your parents read the Quran with you?
When child born and when they born, same time, it's called azan, mean message. To be said to on easy ear, one side, other side, both sides. So to give him the word, Islamic word, say you are here and you are a Muslim. And then after that,
that's the first message.
The first message. The day is born, same day. Is somebody older person, anybody.
before the child comes into contact with many other people in the world.
Yeah.
That's
Even same time when he's born, after 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, give him shower or bath, whatever they usually give in hospital. And then somebody took him in the arm and on his ear make some paper, with a paper, like a coin, and they put and tell him. That's called azan. To give him say you're born Muslim. After that is mother. Then is a mother. That's the first university. Child's first university, mother's arms.
Yeah.
Whatever mother teach the child, that's what he learn. Whatever. Because if mother had any education, any kind of education, Islamic, religious, any kind of religion, whatever you teach your child, and he learn. First word, Amma, Baba, Mummy, Papa, the child learn. And same time, people taught the child Ram, Allah, Bhagwan, whatever whatever mother knows, what a mother want to teach, child teach.
Yeah.
And then after certain age, say 1 year, 2 years, and slowly, child when they learn, whatever you teach the child, and he will learn. And then is a household atmosphere, and whatever you practice, child you take him somewhere in party. If you listen to music, they start shaking himself. If you go to say mandir or mosque, he sit there as you do. He copy you. And this is up to the human himself now. You have to train him. Though you born Muslim, if you haven't got basic training, you can't be Muslim unless you practice it. You got a name, you got something, even whatever religion. You born Christian, if you don't practice Christianity, no religion say, any religion say you hate somebody. In every religion say you love another. But what people do now is hate, nothing except hate. Doesn't matter you are a civilized people or from jungle, but there is more love in jungle than in civilized world.
How has your religion helped you with your experience in this country over the past 40 years?
Actually, the religion is play main part in my life. First of all, when we was little, we usually go mosque to learn, and we never learn. We usually go and play company, whatever you, as I say, whatever you be company, and because we as a mix, Hindu, Sikh, and all. And then say if somebody say, okay, we go to Gurdwara, this and this, we go over there, run away from mosque. Even them kids, when they go for Gurmukhi or Hindi studies, and they usually same thing, and we say, okay, come on, we go somewhere else.
That's how flexible it was.
Yeah. And when I come to this country, before that, back home, we usually go every day with my parents to mosque. Evening, especially evening, every day. And they learn a little bit and some practice. And at the same time, what they do, we do. And then slowly, they taught us, when you stand up, you do this. First of all, they taught us, when you enter in the building, that's what you say. When you sit, that's what you say. When you stand up again for a prayer, and then there's a special message. You do this, then after you do this, and they taught how to do all this. And then basic thing, nearly everybody, whatever religion, when they're young, every parents want a child to be succeed. Doesn't matter which way, but they want to be a good citizen. But the society, the company, they spoil it. And sometimes parents themselves spoil it. They get busy for different things, and the child be neglected, and he learn whatever easy way for him. Company, whatever company associate. In Punjabi, you say tukhum tasir sobadasar. In Punjabi, they say tukhum, tasir, and sobadasar. Mean a seed, whatever seed you put in the ground, that's a tukhum. And whatever you associate with, and that's a society.
That's what it.
That's tasir, tukhum tasir. A sobat and then that's the seed, and whatever atmosphere you live in, and that's takeover. So if you mix with the good people, you will have a better life. Mix with the bad people, you have the same sort of life. And if you start going, say, I've seen a lot of kids here, they're Sikh and Hindus, which we know from back home, from Kenya. They come here, the same, they go to Gurdwara here. Actually, they help to build the Gurdwara. And there's some mandir on Penn Road. And some of them start doing there. There's some people I know, Mr. Guy. He opened the travel agency as well on Queen's Street some time ago. And then is the rest of the family. They help in every religion, every child, wherever they are. So it's that religion. It's like a base. Somewhere you can find a peace. You associate with the different people. You find out for each other who's good, who's bad, what you can help, what help you can give. That's like a community gathering. And then same time, you remember God as well. That's the inner religion. Every religion. And if you practice properly. And even in church they say same thing. In mandir he says same thing. In Gurdwara same thing. But it's up to you which way you interpret, which way you understand, which way you want to practice it. You can take, is one word, you can take a lot of meaning. Which way suit you, or which way try somebody. If you suit this way, somebody say no, it's like that. If you agree with it, you carry on that way.
So tell me, how have your children been brought up in this country?
Yes.
How differently to the way you were brought up in Kenya?
They are different, yes.
How did you have to bring them up differently?
No, I haven't brought them any differently, but they are different. They have a more 55% of influence of this country because they're educated in this country, and 45% is my religion, my way, my culture, my everything. But this is still the atmosphere of society is still on the winning way. They're educated, they got good jobs, and still society is over them. Atmosphere.
What do you mean by over them, though?
55%
okay.
Dominate.
Yeah. Is a balance important, do you think?
Yes. That's how you can have a peaceful, and then you can decide. Always good and bad. And so the two things put together, like a fire. Fire is burning. Fire's job is to burn something. And when the little child, he can, because he don't know, he can grab it. It's up to the person to stop it. No, it's dangerous. Then one or two times, even little child, they will go by fire, he should move back. Because he knew it will harm you. And sometimes society, he said, it doesn't matter, harm you once or twice, after that it's okay. You get used to with that thing. And some people burn fire through the mouth. You know, the artist put the paraffin and, so they don't skate, but because they adopted that way. And if they adopted a different way, and they could carry on with it in different ways. It's up to every individual, whichever they want to carry on. But doesn't matter, whatever religion, if you follow that one, you will have a peaceful life.
How do you think Wolverhampton has changed since you first came here?
Oh, changed a lot.
Not just physically, I'm talking about how people changed, how policies changed, race issues.
Well, it's what I think. The policy has never been favoring, in my favor. Instead of forget anybody else. I was in Dunster Road. There was a grant available in 80s or 85 something, and it took me a long time to have a grant, to improvement grant, and then the stop. And then same time I was trying to get the grant for my other place. Today, tomorrow, they never approve my grant. even up to now. There was a house in derelict, really derelict, and there was a unfit for human habitation, something, that's the word they write, but they still don't give a grant. Now there's a different laws. I mean, maybe there's a law for everybody, but what I find, I haven't got no benefit from the from government, council or anything. I've never had no benefit at all.
Do you feel part of Wolverhampton society?
Yes.
Why?
Because I live here. This is my town. Anything happen in Wolverhampton, I feel, oh yes, it's something sad. I went 3 times this year, Saudi, and when I left there was a petition for a city status for Wolverhampton.
Right.
And I usually ring each time and find out what happened, Wolverhampton city yet.
Just in case there's any news.
Yeah, any news. Because I feel this is my town. And it doesn't matter, whatever happened, it's still my town.
Yeah.
And anything happen is a football match. Last time I was reading in the universities in Pakistan, there was a admission university taking students from the overseas, and they would put the university name. And straight away I look in W if it's Wolverhampton in there. Yeah, he was. You know, that's a part of my life now.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton is a part of my life.
How do you think you have contributed to Wolverhampton?
I think so, contribute a lot. All my life, everything been contributed to community and everything. And I haven't achieved anything.
If you can give me a few, if you can mention a couple of things that you've contributed or that you think you have contributed to Wolverhampton. Like you say all your life,
yeah.
A couple of things,
yeah.
Meaning?
Anyway, from day one, since I come to this country, I haven't had no social security. And always pay my tax, whatever, national insurance, whatever. Say in case I ever fail to pay business rate, and they send the bailiff. But that's the law anyway.
Yeah.
So they have to carry on their law. Because they took it by force, everything by force, even you don't pay, proper way, they by force. But when it's my turn to take, there's nothing for me. Nothing at all for me. Even now I have, I have locked my shop from nearly 9 years, I'm still paying 50% rate. No, not earning anything. I'm not claiming anything. So that means I'm giving all the time. And I come here young, and I know I'm old. And I'm a senior citizen now, 60 years age. And I haven't had anything from the council or government. I haven't even got a council house. So I can at least, okay, I can have a decent house. And I put the application in, haven't had it yet. And I'm going to fight for it. So because I'm looking for some ground floor. And I got a house, which is a commercial. I've been living commercial all my life. And so I don't want to live in commercial no more.
Why?
Well, commercial is commercial. Residential is residential. So that means they always, commercial is a different thing. I mean, downstairs is shop, upstairs is a room, and you have to do everything, come down for toilet, come down all the thing, always different. But no garden, and hardly anything to park the car or something, somebody always park there, and nothing yours. I mean, if you got a house and then you can say, okay, this is my house. And when it's a commercial, then anybody say, okay, well, it doesn't matter, it's a shop, isn't it? And they pay more money, but they don't get anything in return.
Are you enjoying
Yes.
life?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Enjoying mean I go to my mosque 4, 5, 6 times a day, and that's what I enjoy. I got something to do. It's my duty. going to mosque 5-6 times a day, I'm not doing favor to anybody. This is for my spiritual peace. I just go there to have a peace for myself, happiness. So because God have given, this is compulsory for every Muslims, you have to pray 5 times a day. And he say, you do this, and rest of that leave it to me. Since I start doing this regularly, I was doing before as well, but part-time. And I'm more peaceful, more happier, more healthier.
When? So how long have you been doing it? 5 times a day?
Nearly 15 years. Nearly 15 years.
What are the 5 different times in the day?
Before, half an hour before sunrise in the morning. And 10 minutes after the sun come to hit the midday.
Right.
Midday.
10 minutes?
10 minutes before that.
Before that, yeah.
Before that. And then there's 5 hour, 2 hours before sunset. 2 hours before sunset. Then 1 on sunset. 1.5 hour, 2 hours after sunset. And then one is midnight. Midnight. That's not compulsory. That's compulsory. That take actually 2 hours of your day. 2 hours altogether. But reward you get, end of the day, reward you get out of this. I don't have to go and see doctor. And nobody can give me happiness, which come automatic in my spiritual power. And I don't have to go and sort anything out. It's happening, everything automatic. Everything happening, which I cannot imagine. I cannot believe how this everything happened. Before I was working 24 hours a day almost. Start from 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the night, buying, selling. And haven't done that from last 10, 15 years. Little bit, very slowly. And I got a better life than before. Because of my greed is finished. My needs finish. Automatic is my needs comply. Whatever I need is automatic come to my silver plate. Because whatever God promised with all humans, not especially to Muslims, all humans are same. It's only difference between Muslims and other people. Whoever convert to Islam, they are a Muslim, other people, but all humans are same. All creatures, there's no difference. There's no difference whatsoever in God's eyes. Everybody is same. I cannot say wrong to anybody because you are not Muslim, because you are a human and you got to be respected, and humans are superior body on this earth from God has sent to the human. And if you that doesn't mean you convert. And second thing, in Islam, you have to look 70 house this side, 70 house this side, 70 house this side, 70 house this, they are your neighbors. And if you don't look after them, if say I'm eating belly full of food every night, and any of these houses, all them 70, all square around you, they need something and you got one, and I put it in the bank, and I'm enjoying that, and I'll be punished for it. And if I look after them, I'll get reward for it. If you go one step forward for God's name, God comes 70 times forward to you. The religion the God. Some people say, what's a God? God, you can imagine. Second thing, when Jesus born, he had no father. And his mother was so ashamed because no man ever touched her. And she was a keeper of the church or mosque or synagogue that time. And she was a pure. And then when this everything happened, and then Gabriel, angel come to the Mary, and he say, you no need not to speak, let child speak. And when Jesus was one day, even few hours old, when she took Jesus to the community and then look at the Mary and say, what this? Because that's human culture. no man ever, you were so clean and pure, and where did this child come from? And that Jesus speak that time, he said, my mother is clean, I'm come from God. Because that's how you can believe, he said, God is there. And when Moses bring his commands, and he went to talk to God on Sinai mountain, and he throw his spark. Even up to now, you can see that mountain is black. Sinai mountain is black, turned black, burned. And at the same time, then when the Moses crossing the Nile, he crossed peacefully because God was with him. And then when the Pharaoh's everything come in the middle, it sink. So for all these things, you can say God is there. Always God is there, ever will be, forever. That's how I, believe God. Look, study and find out. And at the same time, there is a fire, always burn. They don't do nothing except burn. Doesn't matter how hot fire is. And then is a prophet. That's in every religious book. Abraham, in Christians, in Jews, in Muslims. And when the people was worshipping the idols, and you don't believe in that. That prophet Abraham wasn't believing that. And there's the functions. They went out to do the function and to celebrate the big idol, big statue. And he suddenly wake up, the prophet wake up, and he went into the special museum where all statue was kept, the gods, they called God that time. And he mushed up everything. And so when they come back and they look, this what all this, and you was only in this village, the rest of the people was out, so you done it. He said, don't blame me, ask your gods if they can tell you who done it, and I'll be with you. If they don't speak, and you come with me. And they didn't believe him, and they didn't even listen to him, because they were possessed with that idols, and them statues. And they put him to everybody, majority justice, majority
rule?
No majority rule, is some result. Majority result, and they say, okay, put him to burn him alive. So they put him in the like a chitta. They put him there, put all sort of woods and they put in the middle. He sit there. This all convert to a garden. And that's how you believe God is there, because he was on the right side, and so he wasn't believing anything else. So he was on the right side, because fire cannot be converted to anything else, except it doesn't matter how much look, fire is burning now. There's so many 100,000 billion acres of land in America, you can't control it. So that's job is to burn. And so that the fire at that time, for injustice, you can't burn the person.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Malik,
No
for sharing your experiences with me.
Yeah.